Hello? I never know when people are here. It gives me a countdown. It's like, is everybody here? I hope so. Happy Friday. We had some technical difficulties, 3 minutes late. Probably not going to give you those 3 minutes back, but thank you for waiting. I really appreciate it. Today, I was going to do something, and I am going to do it. I am going to do it. Just kind of work off the fly a little bit because there's a pattern I see with web forms, right? And I know we introduced the new 2.0. I know it's exciting and all that, but this was with legacy forms as well, where clients don't, I call it the boundaries. They don't know the boundaries or the best practice of what we can do, um, and what we can't. Sorry, still having some technical difficulties. Still having some technical difficulties, but um, if there's, we say. Um, in the chat is if can anybody warm up the chat? We just want to see if there's anybody there. Again, it's technical difficulties on our side. People are here and in attendance, correct? Uzo, do we have anybody?
I'm hoping, yeah, Chastity's here.
Okay, great.
It's just probably not reflecting on my end, but
That's
thanks,
okay.
Chastity.
That's okay. As long as we're connected end to end, that's my only worry. If there's only one person
Thank
there,
you.
I'm totally
Awesome.
fine. I'll do it for the recording.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Daniel, thank you. Welcome from
Okay,
San
great.
Francisco, Lori. Thank
Okay,
you.
great.
All right,
Great.
wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What I see is clients come out of implementation and the best practice for web forms is kind of missed, right? So we're not big on embedding a web form. We are big on embedding ways to donate into your website, right? We call it the quick actions donation widget. We have several widgets like that. We have one for like advocacy, legislator lookup, right? We have a web form, a email sign up widget, right? And these are embedded and can pop up, and I can show, right? I think, you know how I am about the help center. Okay, I'm gonna go to the help center and show you an article for sure. Um, help charityengine.net, and I just do like donation widget, right? Online widgets. Here you go. So you can see an example, and I think there's still a link here of an example I can take you to show, right? So to be clear, right? Very clear. This is not a web form. Why not? It cannot sell event tickets. It cannot, well, it can add people to a list, but there's a specific widget to do that. This form cannot, this donation widget cannot um, um, create a membership. This donation widget cannot, right? If I go back up to the top, it says it used to say quick actions widget, right? And I love that name because it defines what it should be used for. My statement about this widget is you put this on your website around your compelling content for donate, and then there'll be a button or it can pop up on its own to ask for that donation. The way you move through the widget is quick and smooth and fast because again, it's called the quick actions widget. We want to capture that donation immediately around that compelling content, right? Just driving people to do that. It's going to create you a new contact and charity engine. Everything's going to be the same as a regular web form, but it's a quick actions widget. Okay. This is embedded in your website. This is embedded in your website. So, is there an example? We used to have one in here. Here you go. Foundation. That's where I'm at. I'm in Foundation. We'd be able to jump here and we can see here, right? So this is the newsletter sign up examples. Here's single, here's multiple, right? Here's your elected officials, right? Find your legislators, but this is the donate button. So I click donate here and then the form comes up, right? I know, misnomers, right? The widget comes up and you can see how it is here, right? It could be easily $25 donate. There's a couple more screens and then you're off to the races. Obviously, there's a payment screen and then it creates payment, via the processor. But I want to be clear about this. It's not a web form. It's a widget. It's not a web form. It's a widget. So then, other than you see this. If you don't make a donation, it lets you know down here that you didn't, and you can always click on this and bring it back right to where you were at. right? And that should follow you around the website. So what about forms then? How do we get forms like embedded into our website? Well, I want to say right away that embedding web forms into the website is not a best practice of ours, right? The security behind it, the reasons behind it is just things that we believe in personally from a security standpoint, right? There's a couple articles out there you can read up on it. If you need any more info, you can certainly ask me. Put in a case. We'll tell you all about it. But it's not in depth for this example. So then, how would you get a web form out on your website? Okay, our practice is to use the vanity URL. We call it vanity URL. We have a Help Center article on that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and close this because we see it. I believe we have a Help Center article. Vanity URL. Here you go. All right, so vanity URLs can be used for a couple different things. Right now, I'm talking about using it to create a visual element that, as a donor, I'm still on your website domain. I'm still on your website domain. There's some instructions here. Let's see what it says. Getting supporters involved is paramount. Gaining support. Vanity URLs or vanity domains on their websites as well as on all forums. For this reason, sharing seems to make it easy for nonprofits. I thought there would be a soundbite in here I could use. I'm not finding it, but that is okay. The vanity URL has cost behind it. I want to say that right away, right, for sure. But the cost has value. To me, the cost has value because what we're going to do is take your domain, charityengine.net, and then you're going to be able to use that domain in Charity Engine, right? The application, to then create your own domain for the form. So it's going to say web.charityengine.net/donate, right? So so if your organization if my organization was Brian's org, then I would purchase a vanity domain from Charity Engine called briansorg.org, right? /donate. And that /donate is what's going to live over with us, right? So that when they click that on your website, it takes them to our web forms. But in the URL bar, it looks like you're still on the website. So that's number one, right? Continuity is what I'm talking about here. Continuity from the website to the web form. So that's the first piece of continuity that I want to talk about that gives the look and feel that you're on the website. And again, this is our practice to do this. Vanity URL with regular web form, excuse me, with a regular web form, not the widget. The widget, again, is a very precise thing that you put on around that compelling content. The web form is going to have the power that you want to bring people to events, sign up for a peer-to-peer, do the really cool stuff, right? That you want your contacts to do for engagement, right? With your organization for sure. So here's vanity URL. You can read about it. What I see when people come up out of implementation is I see something like this. This is legacy forms. Okay. I wanted to show it because this is what I see forms like this all the time. I'm going to do the 2.0 style because we've moved into that, but I just wanted to show you how they're the comparable look between the two, right? And what do I mean by comparable look? Well, it's a nice form, right? So there's continuity between the headers, colors. You have your contact information here, right? We have this on here where we're saving your wallet information. That's great, right? We have gift strings, right? We have multiple payment methods here, and we know that the form is functional. We've tested it. So I am in no way saying anybody's done anything wrong by starting this way, but I feel that there's some things that the form can use to enhance its presence, right? And one of those is the vanity URL. We don't, web charityengine.net is our vanity URL. So I want to use that as an example here, but obviously the example would be your org's domain, then /donate, right? So this is I'm going to go ahead and close the legacy one and just work here on this 2.0. So same thing here on the 2.0. The green colors that match the logo, functionality, payment methods, wallets, et cetera, right? So then what can we add to this? Now that we have the vanity domain, what can we add to that, right? Well, we can add the URL extension, right? Is one thing we can add. Let me see which form this is. I think it's the most recent one, right? It is. So I'm just going to make this look like a real vanity domain by adding the URL extension here, right? CharityEngine.net. Okay. And we'll see if that needs time to settle or not. It should open right up. There you go. So this is what the URL looks like. So if I'm coming from Charity Engine's website and I click on donate and I come here and it says charityengine.net and Brian's org, that's a terrible, terrible example. Y'all, let me stop that. That is terrible. Because I know, you can't reuse these a lot, right? So I'm going to do something like donate now to us. I don't know. That's probably not there, right? We'll get an error if it is. But I simply can't do donate, and I'm sure that's used, right? So save. And we'll open it. That makes a tad bit more sense now. If we come from web.charityengine.net, we click on the donate, it comes to here, and we see web.charityengine.net, and we see the URL suffix. I feel like I'm still on the website. Right? I feel like there is continuity between leaving the website and coming to here, right? For sure. So now what else can be done here, right? I'm going to show you. So some things that I think are needed is a back button to get back to the website, right? I actually don't have that here. I'm going to write that down. A lot of people like to put that in the success page. Success page is obviously after you've processed your transaction, you have an option there. I call it call to action, right? There's things you can have people do from the success page. And I would prefer you ask them to do them. If they don't do them, so be it, right? But there's an opportunity there to ask, right? Like, did you know, get more involved, things like that, right? But also there could be a back button there that took you back to the website. I may put a back button here on the front of this form, right? That way there's some continuity there as well. If they want to be like, oh, go back to look, come back, go back to look, come back, right? Things like that, right? So navigation, I know you can do from the arrow, but when you put the navigation in the form, it feels, again, you're giving continuity to a look and feel that I'm on a website. I'm on a website, right? Because I'm going to use the button to go back to the main site, right? So there was some thought there to do that. Again, that's my personal opinion, but I do feel strongly about that. So if you don't have it out here, you can put it in the success page. Yeah, thank you all for bearing with me. I'm all over the place today. If I just needed to recap here, I would say to myself, and I need to recap, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm talking about our best practice for web forms, placing them on your website. I've showed the embed widget, and now I'm showing what I believe is our best practice for web forms, real web forms, which is the vanity URL, plus I'm calling the continuity, right? So we know that I don't want this template layout, right? It's just something I don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and change that right away. The design, right? We use something very simple. Just going to go like right aligned, content left. I think that's fine. And just save it. But it's probably not true, but there may be a template here that kind of matches up to your website look and feel as well, right? It's as far as where we place things like that, right? That may be a consideration. It might be far-fetched, but it might be. I just wanted to say that as well. Again, we're creating continuity. It's like some mantra I'm going to say here over and over, right? So now we're looking a little better here. We have some content we can put here. We have some image we can put here. So, right, that leads me to my next thing. So I need to go grab some assets for this website. So what am I going to grab? I don't need the logo. The logo looks good, right? Because we have the logo. This particular logo I want to use because we have it set in the account settings, right? I just want to show you that really quickly. And I'll tell you the footer properties come out of the account settings as well. General account settings, you saw me go to config, right? And here it is, right? So you can see the organization phone, the organization address, right? And then here's logos that you can put in. Oops, sorry. Here's other optional information where you can get your socials and everything, right? From this page, we just disperse that into the CRM, right? So this is where this information for your footers and stuff is coming from down here, right? Okay, excellent. Let me get rid of this form. Perfect. Excellent. I'm just going to save it one more time. And I'm going to jump out here and grab some assets, right? I said logo, I need my colors, right? So, I mean, if you have an agency, excellent, right? I mean, obviously they're going to take care of this, but if you don't, you may know your hex color schemes, right? You may know those. You might just need to look them up. But I have there's a Chrome browser. It's called Color Picker. It's an extension. And I just use that personally to grab the colors. I know there's plenty of stuff out there like that. It's just a tool that you can use to match that exact color, right? Because that, again, is going to create that continuity, right, from one place to the other. So I'm going to go to charityengine.net. And bear with me. This is moving really quick, right? So I'm going to grab some assets here. They may not look pretty enough right away, but you're going to understand the concept for sure, right? So I mean, this is nice here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. I'm going to grab the whole thing like this. All right, I'm going to kind of grab this as well. I like this. All right, something like that. You know what you can do? It's not. I've showed it. It's not extremely popular, but I'm going to use it anyway. It's just kind of grabbing this menu bar like this, right? And I'll show you. And like I said, it says Charity Engine Foundation. That's a good enough logo for us, right? So that's some assets there. Let me think about what else I need. Header, a header image, right? Like background image for the header, which I think the white is fine, or we're using blue here. We're using this blue color, so it'll be the blue color. Some content. I think I have some content there. We'll add some more if we need to. Okay, great. Excellent. I'm going to come back to something in 2.0 as well. I made a note here to help out a little bit with the templates, the 2.0 forms. So I'll come back to that. Put it in downloads. Save. This one, file, save as C3. All right, I got that new bar here. We'll do file, save as C4. Let's just get started with this and see what we got. So let's go to the donation form. We're in the forms, what it looks like currently. Go. So how do I know to get those type of assets? I forgot to show you that. It's in the design. So in the design tab, it shows you what you really need, right? Background image, logo. This is for header logo, background. Here's the page, right? You got background color, page colors, button colors, footer, etc. So the one thing I know I said is that the footer and the header color were going to be that blue. So let me show you what I got here. I'm just going to take this and put it over in Chrome because I have to, because that's where my color picker is. I'll bring it over. Right. Okay. So here's my color picker app down here. Just ask me now, go to the color. This is the blue color I want. Right. So I grab that blue color. I'll leave this here for right now. Come to the form. We want to do footer color. Is that? That's fine. We want to do header color as well in that manner. Right. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I like to save a lot. That's just how I am. Save and view. I'm actually even going to preview this right now just to see. what's going on here, right? So now we have this up here, right? It looks like maybe the logo has blue, right? Awesome. And then down here, it looks like we're here. So we can change the text color down here, and we're absolutely going to do that right now. So we're going to design, right? Text color needs to be whites, Fs, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Let me see. Background color, text color. It's the Fs there as well, right? Okay, save. Yeah, so I mean, the logo was an image. I don't think we're going to get that logo to pop up there, but regardless, I'm going to move forward. Right, just making sure that down here below now we see the call out. I changed the text here, right? Again, just creating some continuity between the website and this. So now let's do some more. Let's do a logo here. Excuse me, background content on the page. Background image. Right, and I'm going to use this. And like I said, bear with me. You know, I'm a tad bit of a perfectionist, and this is killing me. It's not going to be anywhere near what I would personally want it to be. But again, this is just a quick and dirty demo, right? Yeah, that actually doesn't look good at all. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go back to Charity Engine for a minute and grab something different. Bear with me. I'm just going to grab this. I'll save it again. Here. Save as. This will be CE5. Obviously, you can name these accordingly, right? And we're going to do page background image and do CE5. And put it in and save it and see what we got. Something like that. That's fine. So maybe we don't want content here. We'll see, because maybe that content's covering up some of that compelling image, right? But we'll take a look and see what we got. Right. So if we don't add content, then we have this nice image. But I do feel like I want to add some content here, right? And it's just about you having the background images that are, for your organization that fit here appropriately and what you want to do with the styling and such. But we'll see. We'll see. I did want to add some content, so we'll see what happens here. But again, we have blue. We added text white. We have the image, background image. We have the header. Okay, great. Let's go here. So I said content, right? What did I get for content? I'm going to put some in there and see how it looks. Yeah, I did say I wanted to use this menu. I will use that just to show you a little mock-up in this too. Okay, great. So let's go to content tab, right? Again, this is the public facings, right? So we have the landing page, and then like I talked about, this call to action page, the success page, right? So on the landing page, I'm going to see if I can go ahead and insert this image. Let's see. Here. Okay, something like that. And then just need to make it that way here like this. I'm just going to save it real quick. Again, save, 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 save. And then this is just how I do. I'm going to take a look. Right. So now we have this here. I'm just not happy with the background image, but I'm going to leave it like it is. Again, the background image is there to create some continuity, right? Because as I add content here, I feel like I'm going to cover up the compelling part of the image, right? For sure. But again, what's this for? It's simply just to take people back, right? So this doesn't have to be the menu bar. It could just simply say home, contact us, right? A couple things like that, right? To where we're just tricking people, and when they click it, they go back, right? So again, if I go layout here, excuse me, content, and I click here and I go ahead and put a link behind it, it would be right. I want to go ahead and leave that in the current window because that creates continuity as well. I'm going to be sick and tired of hearing that word continuity. I'll probably get out of this webinar and never say it again, be honest with you. I'll come up with something else. Sorry about that, but current window, so that we're I call it the travel has continuity. Sorry. Okay. And we save. I'm just going to test that real quick. Right. And again, this little menu thing can say anything you'd like it to say. The idea behind it is that when I go here, I see that. When I land on the form, I see it again, which means I can hover and click. And when I click, I go back to the website continuity, right? If I want to go back to the form, I can use that donate, right? I know it says book a demo. The donate would take you back to the form. And we don't really have that here. So go back to the form, right? And we see things that are very familiar for us. Images, menu bars, colors, info, right? Contact info, all the same, right? So then what else did I want to put in here as content? We'll just put a little bit more content in here. Um, like I said, I think it's going to cover up that picture and, changing the layouts and the designs. I'm going to show you some. I'm just going to change them around. But when I do, just know I built this for this design. So I don't know if everything's going to fit appropriately, but I do want to show you those. I'm saying that again so I get it in my mind and I don't forget. Content area here, right? We're here. Let's just go down here and, let's add, add image here, right? And then put something like this here. Honestly, that might be better in a content, like that. Let's just see how this looks, right? All right, so then we're going to make this as well. These cannot be too long. If these images get too long, they're gonna pop outside of the content right now, right? So I just want to make sure I keep these things tight, right? Like this. Okay, let's just save that. I'm going to go back and I'm going to take a look. All right, so now we have some content in here. We can see that, right? I might just change this background image and just put this lady down here in the content and have it back to back. I'm going to do that and see how that looks. So let me go to layout, design, and background image for this one here. Clear background image, save. And we can still put something in the background, right? Again, to create what? Continuity. Okay, general. Let's take a look at that now. Now it looks something like that, right? Okay, now I'm going to add that lady down here, right? I feel like that's better content. We'll go here. Again, we'll go down to here. We'll add the image, upload it, browse. This one or this one. Let's try this one. It has a little bit more to it, but it might be large. Yeah, so I'm going to have to shrink it down. Let's see. Okay. Here, mid. Again, not too big here on this image. We want to keep it looking good. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm a little bit out on this image, right? I want to pull this image back in and get it within inside this content area. So let me do that. It looks like this one's a little out as well. So let me get both of them in there. Menu bar probably too, but because it's white, you probably can't see it, right? Again, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm fighting against it. Trust me, I'm really fighting against it, but that's okay. That's my personality. Sorry about that. Okay, looking good, right? So we got colors, right? We got the menu bar per se, right? This is excellent. I love this. And then this compelling image here. And then probably like a button here to say, right, maybe go somewhere or something like that. This is for us. I'm looking at Charity Engine. Maybe we do want to book a demo, right? Things like that. Down in the bottom like that. So let's see, is there something I can get for the background? Maybe I just change it to like this color, or maybe I just take this and just use this across the whole back of it. Something like that. Let's see. We'll just see how that looks, right? Again, this is kind of the exercise that you would go through. just to understand how to arrange it. 6. Okay, great. Let's go back to the form here, content. Excuse me, design. We're going to add the background image. This is, again, header, page background image. And I'm on 6. Save. Right. Kind of, sorta. We'll leave it like that for now. I really just wanted maybe the offset of this color. I like this color is not quite white, and then it allows the white to kind of pop out a little bit more than white on white, right? I don't mind seeing the logos, but then I kind of lose what's happening down here, right? So again, probably not the best background image, but acceptable, I think. Acceptable. Can I say this out loud? Much more acceptable than this. I just want to show you we're moving from this to this, right? Much more acceptable. And then again, the concept here is that we're moving from this clicking donate and landing here. Oops, sorry, landing here, right? Where again, we see it, it really feels like we're in the same place. It feels like we're in the same place, right? And then we have this back button here. When we do that, it feels like we're in the same place. If we have to go back to the form, it feels like we're in the same place, right? So they can read up here, I'm still in Charity Engine, it says so. And we can look here and be like, this is absolutely Charity Engine, logos, designs, info, compelling images, and colors, right? And contact info as well, right? Let's see, what else did I want to show here? So I really diverted because I wanted to say the embed widget we went over. That was great. That's a component, that's a piece of the puzzle right now for your website, because you can collect contacts and revenue that way, of course. And then if you want to run events, I know this is a donation page. You want to run events, just do a simple donation, do memberships. You can use the full web form. And then our best practice is the vanity URL and the continuity, vanity URL and the continuity, as you see here in this one. And then we do have iframe. I'm not a big fan. I feel like the technology is a little bit dated, right? But we do have that. And just please know that in order for that to work, you need vanity URL with that as well. That is some cross-browser security issues there as well. Because the crawlers and such, they want to maintain as well the fact that these domain names match and things like that, right? I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me any more than that, please. I don't know anything more about that. I just know that iframe needs that for security purposes for sure. I don't really have a vanity domain. I'm just using webcharityengine.net, which is the application domain. But so I cannot show you the iframe, right? But we have an article on that as well. Let's see. I think I can just do iframe. Yeah, you know what? This is going to tell you more. This is going to tell you more. It's great. Strict origin when cross origin. What? I don't know, but you can read about it here. And it'll tell you why. The redirect button to a web form, right? Via the button, that's us, right? With the vanity, here's iframe, the inline frame, right? Rarely needed. It goes over some use cases, pros and cons, right? Embed forms, which is the widgets, goes over some things. Actually, I think this is true embed forms. I don't think that's our widget. And then we're giving some comparisons between, et cetera, et cetera. You can come here and read this. Everybody sees what it is. I just typed iframe, piece of cake. Okay, excellent. Excellent. I think it looks pretty good. I want to say use another payment method. I want to see how far down that goes. Yeah. Okay, great. So when I get down here, I see more of that image then, right? So I think this could work because I'm looking at this here. I want you to see this here. And then as I progress through the form, then the image in the background comes out and you can see it, right? So I do like this. I do like this, right? Maybe I don't like the background image, but I like the flow and the way it works, right? So I land here. I see what I want to see here, the big call out here, and then I can run the donation here. And as I move my way down, there can be some additional compelling stuff here in the background, right? So looks good. Looks good. Looks good enough. Looks good enough. Okay, excellent. So then I told you I wanted to help you with templates, 2.0 templates, so I will, right? But this is what I'm talking about here. And again, just saying, going from here, clicking donate, landing here, seeing this, going back, seeing this, right? Clicking donate, not seeing this, right? We definitely see the difference in what I'm saying here, right? So it took me probably 30 minutes to do that. If you put an hour into it, it's probably going to look really good. Probably going to look really good, right? Okay, let me play around with some templates and then we'll get out of here. We'll cut some time off here on Friday. Did we? Or I just flap in my mouth? Has it been 40 minutes? It's awesome. I hope it's valuable. I hope it's valuable.
Right, whenever you have a break, we could just ask one question.
For
I
sure.
know we're running out of time and it's outside
I
of
hope I can answer it. Let me have it.
Yeah, just the button. If you could show, Andre's saying that the button colors, can you show where to update those? Like if you have a custom color
If you have
for
a
your
custom color
buttons,
for a button
like on the design tab,
on the design tab,
like if you
yeah,
want to update the button colors and all that.
for sure. The button color is here. Button color and button text color. So we're using our Charity Engine green against this should black, but maybe it's a darker blue color like that. Did I answer that correctly?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I thought you meant buttons over here. I will show you this over here as well. So I have buttons, right? Where do we have buttons? Insert button, right, like that, and you can just say go back or learn more or whatever you want. This is charityengine.net. You can change your colors, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to insert it so you can see. And then if you click on it, it takes you to wherever you want to take. This is going to look horrible because of the colorings, but so saying it doesn't have to be like a menu bar that, the menu bar just creates continuity, right? This, you just click this. Obviously it's not working. It's like website.com or whatever, but oh, it's nice. Buy a domain, right? Awesome. But you see how you can just create that single button there as well. I know that's not what the question was about, but it brings that up. And I think that's really important to know that you could use this button and put it into a table, right? Is what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, if I build a table that's 4 across here, right? Tables are your friend, by the way, in the WYSIWYG and our WYSIWYG table. If I just say I want a single one, I want to do 4 buttons across. Do you see I can just click in here now and say insert button, insert, right? Bam, insert button, insert, right? Insert button, insert. Yeah, here you go, insert button, insert. Right now we have it like that, right? And then if you needed to, I think you can do these in the mid like that, or maybe not. Maybe you got to do it over here. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, using tables, you can tighten these things up, right? Like this. That's a little too tight, I think. Let me see. Right, like that. Again, very, very amateur example, but you get the idea what I'm doing. I'm building a menu bar. I'm building a menu bar. Problem with your internet connection. Am I back? Okay.
Yeah, you're back. You
All
froze a
right.
bit.
Anyway, what I was saying is you're building a menu bar here. You're building your own menu bar. Change the colors. Just use the table. The table is what keeps everything in line, right? So we had the concept of the menu bar here, which just like faking you out, right? So you're not really going to products, you're just going to go back to the main site. Here, you can actually link to the products button, the other button on your website, right? So it's just a higher level of this. And I'm glad whoever asked that about the button, thank you. You really tickled my brain on that. I appreciate that. I've used this before and it's really neat to create your own menus here, right? So excellent. I'm gonna leave it like that, even though it's really bothering me because it's ugly. I'm gonna leave it. That'll be some growth for me, some growth for me. Okay, excellent question. Excellent question. Error processing request. I don't know what I requested, so no big deal. Design, layout, excellent. So I was just going to go into some of these designs. No more questions, right?
I'm
Excellent.
answering them. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of these, right? So there's a rule here, a law here, and there might be a bunch in here. Let me see. Yeah, so you see how we've made copies, demo, things like that. You're not going to see this huge list of templates where you're at, right? But you will see the same set of layouts, right? So I want to say this: we're not in legacy, we're in the 2.0 forms. Then in the 2.0 forms, these are the layouts that work with 2.0. Okay. Here's the kicker. If you use this split story card, right? If you use this, you have to go find the corresponding template that is named the same. Split story. Your split panel, split story card. Mine was, yeah, split story. Do you see how all of a sudden it starts popping into focus, right? When you match the template and the layout together, right? So just save it here. It's going to look weird. We'll take a look though, because I didn't design mine for this template, right? But I just want to show you how the templates work together, right? So here you go, right? My images are a little bit different here. My menu bar is kind of floating over here. I have my stuff though, but the big thing is now I have this card. The yellow is called the card, right? The yellow is called the card. This is why it's story with a card, right? Story with a card. Okay, excellent. That's one. And just to follow along the same vein here, I'm going to do some more, right? So let's do left aligned content right, right? Do you see what it did? I think we used that one before, something very familiar, right align content left, but it doesn't look the same. Why not? Because we haven't matched up the template. It's still showing the card from the template, right? So we need to find left aligned content right. Guess what? You're not going to find it. So what do? Use default, okay? That's the rule. If there is no corresponding template, use default. Default is the default layout for 2.0, okay? Default. Now everything comes into alignment on the design screen, you see, right? So I'll just save that, right? I wanted to show you that. I'm going to do a different template design and a matchup, but I wanted to show you that, okay? So that's the rule. Choose your layout, select your corresponding template. If there's no corresponding template, use the default. It's that simple, right? So let me do something more challenging here. Let's do like, I think I already did split story panel like this, right? So now we're looking for split panel, split story panel. There's the corresponding thing. Up now things come into alignment. They come into focus, right? So I'm going to save it and just take a look at it again. Just take a look at it. Like how is it, right? So here it is. Lots of color problems here. My fields are white. My text is white, right? So lots of color stuff that we could fix out here. But you see how this works, right? We have the go backs, we have the click me's, we have the content here, which now could be spread out further in this template, right? Like that, whereas the other one had to be confined to a more slim line, right? We see that, okay? And then let's just change it for a minute. I'll just show you that it's true. Now, because if I change it here, it's going to get all messy. I mean, I know that it's true for sure. If you change this colors, the panels will show up for sure. Let me do one more like multi-step, right? And then do multi-step. Do we have multi-step? M-U-L-T-I. I don't see multi-step. So what do? I use default. Bam. Comes into focus, comes into alignment. Click save. I don't know, multi-step. I haven't really used it. Let's see. You have here, right? So then it's like, oh, give me your gift. Here's our menu bars and our content, right? So now it's like, again, more consideration to expand the content out to fit into the frame that we have here. Same thing with our menu bar. Now, instead of squeezing it in, we could stretch it out because that's how this template works. And then we have it here. So it's just asking for our gift first, and then we go next, right? Do you want to dedicate it? Go next. Now it's your information, right? So the form is down here. The content is up top, et cetera, et cetera, right? But because we matched up the template and the layout, we got what we wanted, right? So of course we could move around our content here, because obviously this template is not calling out background content. This template is calling out content in the frame where the frame wouldn't be so large. So you put all your compelling content here first and then go to the donation form and then let them move through, right? I'm not a big fan of stepping when things are simple. Why do we step if things are simple? So if things are complex, right, then we can. But to me, I just want to do it all in line and get it over with, right? But then it's like when the form gets too long, that's where the scrolling, it becomes annoying. So then we give you this to chop it up and move between the sections, right? We had some questions about these sections. You can't define these sections. The sections are defined in the template that we built. That's the way that goes, right? Okay. Was there anything else? And just a simple reminder that all of this can be, I'm just going to do this because it's really bothering me a little bit. So let me do this. So much for my growth, right? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I like that better. Help Center, once again. I'm going to do test forms. And just a simple reminder, I've used apps. I know some apps are not absent of this, but Charity Engine, I believe, is the best at allowing you to set up a real world test, assume the posture of a donor or a registrant, and see the exact journey that they're going to take in front of your face. Right. And then the good thing about it at the end, this is the good thing, is you can clean up completely. Remove all of your transactions, delete them, remove your event registrations, right? Your custom fields that were created, you can delete the surveys and answers, etc., and then just start from the beginning. I call it standing on a ledge, right? I feel confident now when someone goes to use my form. I've been through it. I understand it, what's happening, right? I can answer questions. I don't have to call Brian. I can answer the questions myself, right? Great. This is really important. So we've designed it, we've built it. We feel the cosmetics are good. Now, obviously, the functionality needs to go through use case testing. So test everything up using this document. And I don't think that, did we ever fix the document to get the card number in here? I don't know if we did or not. It was something that I was hunting down at some point. So I want to tell you the Visa test card. There's two that I just use personally. You just go to the website, look them up, right? It's a 4 followed by 15 ones. A 4 with 15 ones, expiration in the future. Expiration in the future. There's another one. It's 42424242, 16 of them, and then expiration in the future. I should be able to just show you, right? Let me just make sure. Okay. All right, let's see if that's true. So the Help Center article is going to tell you to do this, but really you're turning the payment processing off so we don't send anything to the processor, so that nothing is exchanging hands, no revenue is exchanging hands, but the revenue is being marked as positive inside of Charity Engine. Well, marked as positive, I don't think so, but you'll be able to see the revenue amount, right? It's going to be pending. So it's not really going to pick it up as positive revenue, but it's going to pick it up. So another thing I like to do is if I'm not testing the emails, I turn them off. And right now I'm not testing them. I don't want them. So I'm going to turn them off. And then I'm going to test this, and then I'm going to get out of y'all's way. Thank you for your patience today. I really appreciate it. Again, I hope it held some value. We can record it and we can send it out if we need to, or send people there. One time for 50 is fine. I am a person. This is my names. I will use the same credit card, and I'll give that. Wow, 577. I'm cheap. Sorry. Okay, great. And here's, so, oh, I forgot the success page. This is where you would do your calls to action, right? So we have a start over button for people who want to donate again or register again for somebody else or something like that. And then we also have this content area here where you can put menu bars, links. It's a full WYSIWYG, right? I wanted to show you here in the form, in the content area, success page. Now you can do the same thing here to the success page, right? That you did there, right? To the landing page. You can do the same thing. Apologies for that. I should have showed you, because people do love to put stuff here, right? Like what? Like I think we can put double the donation here, right? As an integration, you can put that here. Some other stuff you can put here for sure. And then what I wanted to show you is the forms in test mode. All that was done. If I just go to transactions from today, we'll see my transaction there. And hopefully this is review. The test is review for most everybody, because it's super, super important. Right, Brian Moser, one time pending, you see, not approved, right? Because if I go to do this and I'm like, oh, delete, it's going to be like, no, I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. We can't break that sync between the processor and you. It was approved on both sides, right? But here we can, right? And we just do it, right? And just delete it. But you can see the GL from the form was assigned. It tells you what form it is. If it was an event, it would give you registrations. It would check you into the event, et cetera, et cetera. Walk through the whole thing. And then, like I said, when you're done, just delete. And it's like, delete the process, just delete, just clean it up, right? This is really important for like the emails. You can just keep testing the emails, making sure you got them the way you want them. Turn testing off, send it live, right? Thank you, everybody, so much for your patience. I really appreciate it. Please have a great weekend. Uzo, are you able to turn it off over there?
Neha will in a little bit.
Neha
So
will.
yeah.
All right, so you just want
I
to
don't
sit
see
here?
the
Have some tea or what?
If you leave, I think it turns it off.
I can do it, guys.
Well, we
I'm
can
ready
talk
when you
amongst
are.
ourselves. Give us a subject. Give us a subject. I'm not finished with my jokes, really. I'm not finished with my jokes. Yes, yeah, we can end it. We can end it. Thank everybody so much. I really appreciate it again. Thank you so much.